Hello, hello. So we will wait just a moment until some people show up. Hi, Dina. How are you, sweet thing? I'll actually start creating in about 6 minutes. Hi, Alice. It's okay. Truly, it's just better each and every day. They are 100%, but I'm also not sure that they ever will be. So I'm all right though. It's not the worst thing. It could be worse. They could not be healing at all. I'm walking really, really normal. Sometimes they get a little stiff, but I really appreciate you asking. How are you doing? If you are watching the replay, feel free to skip ahead about 5 minutes. That's when I'll start actually doing art. For the record, I know that some people just like to see the work done. That is other videos. This video is specifically live, where I hang out, I create some art, chat back and forth with people. So, if that's your bag, I'm glad to have you. If not, I totally get it. Yeah, thanks, Dina. I'm trying. I'm a-trying. Thanks, Alice. Yeah, just lame old stuff. I sent off for my new washi tapes today. I'm trying to decide if I should put them up for a pre-order, but I am always nervous about people paying in money and then, having to wait a few weeks to get their stuff. So I'm not sure yet if I'll do that, but I guess I'll have to decide soon. Hi, Tiger. What do you think about moving to YouTube? That's what we're doing here, testing this out for the month of November, because the Facebook videos just seem so choppy and they're just hard to manage. And I tried to see if we could do Facebook supporters, but my following is not big enough there, which is what it is. But I think by going to YouTube supporters rather than Patreon, we can kind of keep it all in one place. We get to eliminate that social media platform. And I've had really good luck with my YouTube lives. They are crisp and clear and they don't cut out, and we've been doing good here, so. I will say, the view is a lot wider, so I end up, there's always so much on my desk that I'm not used to you guys seeing that you get to see now. Yeah, so for November, the lives are free. And then starting in December, I'm hoping people will move to YouTube supporters. So it's just $10 a month to watch me go live, usually 2 times a week. You know what, Dina? I think that you have to select something. You can see them if you click a check mark. I think. Oh, you think so, Tiger? Jeez Louise. Hello, Pam and Lisa. I did find them, yes. That's so cute. So Pam has already become a YouTube supporter, and look at her name is green, and she has the little marks that I made beside it. How cool is that? So the green name means that she's a supporter, and the little dots are how long she's been a supporter. Ah, that's so cute. Actually, I'm really liking this YouTube stuff. I'm pumped that we tried it. I'm so excited. Yeah. It's so cool. It's such a cool way to give you guys shout outs too. I appreciate you guys so much being here, and while we're trying to figure stuff out, please give a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to my channel, definitely subscribe and click the notifications button. That way you'll know when new stuff comes out. And yeah, let's do some art. So this is what we did on Tuesday, and I just love all the detail that this page ended up with, and it really is so nice. I'm so happy with it. And I want to finish this page over here because I'm, flipping from this one to this one, and I'm not loving what's happening on the back right now. And I just feel like it would really sort of tie everything off. I mean, each week I say we're getting closer, but we really are getting closer to being done. And I am loving most of the flip buys. Flip, 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 flip. Like this needs some work in here. This guy needs some work here. I do too. I just love how they just like barely peek through. That's so nice, the numbers. I'm sort of tempted to just fill this whole thing with black marks, like tiny little black. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I want. I'm going to do it, right? Hi, Nancy. No, 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 what? Oh, no, what? Oh, yeah, and then look, I let this dry. So this comes from last night's, I mean, it's a few. Oh, I was hoping that the skin would be thick enough I could peel it out, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Let me try from this side. Oh, that's so funny. We aren't done. No, there's plenty of work to be done, but you might have to go back and watch some of the older videos to help you finish up some of your pages. Oh, it's so little, but it is pretty. I should have put a thicker layer down so I could peel that skin up, but that's all right. We got this much. I'm going to have to find a place for this in my book or on my book. I don't like it on the cover. It doesn't match there. But we'll find a place in here. For now, I know I want to make some dark marks here, so that's what I'm going to do. Sounds like Harry Potter, the dark mark. I'm just going to elevate this side over here so my book is a bit flatter and easier to see. And I've got my cup, and I've got my golden fluid in carbon black. I buy the big Mamba Jamba because that's how much black I use. And I think I'm going to get out my fine liner because it's a little harder to control, honestly. And so that's going to create some fun marks. Oh yeah, now our numbers are getting larger. Hello everybody who's come in. I'm gonna use my handy dandy Wow Studio squirt bottle. Get a little water down in my cup. And what's really fun is the fine liner, see, it fills up all of the bristles. So there's a lot of paint and I can kind of keep just marking, and I want to fill the whole thing. Do I want dots or like tick marks? I think I want tick marks, so I need to make some of these a little long. There we go. Okay. And I'm just gonna fill in the whole thing and we'll see if I'm happy with it at the end. I hope so. And when I'm doing marks like this, I try really hard to sort of stagger them. I don't try as hard now as I used to because I've sort of gotten the hang of it. But I want them to mimic being uniform without actually being that way. So I want them to be sort of all over the place, different sizes, some off the page, maybe even like slightly different shaped. But I am doing a lot of marks. So, and they are all kind of longish. Well, that one is huge. That's because there's a lot of paint in that brush. So I'm gonna back off a little bit. And you know what? I'm pretty interested to see what it looks like on the other side because this is vellum. So I'm going to dry this and flip it over and we're going to look. In some areas, the paint's a little thicker, so it is taking just a minute. All right, now I'm gonna let it cool because it's acrylic paint. So I did just dry it with the heat gun, but the heat also makes the paint kind of tacky. So I've heated it dry, but it's tacky. Now I'm gonna let it cool, and as it cools, then the paint will be ready to turn the page. Because I'm so happy with this page over here, I definitely don't want it to, you know, smear. Yeah, so this is how much is glued. So I'm just pulling this. I've glued now 2 pages together with some embellishments. Oh, you're right. I see what you're saying. Yep. Okay. Nope, you're right. Here we go. I turned it over and then knew exactly what you meant, Dina. So as Dina's saying, I have this piece of paper here and I can't see through the vellum because there's a piece of paper on the other side. So I'm going to make more marks and we'll do it again. Dina's like, whoa, 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 dude. There. That was a test to see who's paying attention, and only Dina passed. You guys. I didn't even pass. All right, so this is far enough. All right, we're gonna heat it again. No, it's cool, Dina, you totally had it. I didn't even notice. Lisa says that Dina is such a teacher's pet. All right, now I'm gonna let it cool again. All right. Ooh, look at that. You can kind of see. I think it's gonna be good. Whoops. Let me show you. Isn't that cool? That's fun. I don't mind it at all. I'm gonna keep going. Apples for the teacher. I can't believe it's Thursday. Like, I feel like this week just started. Aw, that's so good, Pam. So you get to start the weekend early, and you get to go all the way through Sunday. You got a nice long one this weekend. Is it because of Veterans Day yesterday? I like the ghosty effect too. It's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it. Like, I thought it would be a lot more prominent through the vellum, but I do have some layers of acrylic on it too. So I suppose you kind of just never know till you do it and see. Now, do I stop on that part of the vellum, or do I take it over? I'm going to take it over the other parts too. I think I already knew what my answer was before I asked you. So I know that Nancy works while we do class, while we do these lives. Does anybody else do that? Who just sits back and watches? Well, tell me, what do you do? Maybe you eat popcorn. Maybe you have your morning coffee, like Dina. Dina's in Australia, so she is hours ahead of us on the next day, actually. Yeah, and I know that it's pretty late for some people. I come live at this time because it's good for my family, and like this way I can make sure they've been fed and Gabe's worked his homework and that kind of stuff. But I do wonder, if I were to go live during the day, then like, how would that affect people? How would that be affected by work? I never know how to figure it out, and I guess you just kind of do it how it works for you, and then other people can come in and watch the replays. Yeah. Okay, so how are we doing? Did it duck out? Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, do not look at that. That is going to hurt your eyeballs. There. Okay, there's the thing. Well, and that, I don't know if that's you or if that was me, because it did cut out after I just talked about how good YouTube was being to us. So, let's see. All right, it does show that it's live again. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I think it was me. But the nice thing about YouTube is that if I go back and go live again, it says you have a Ustream in progress. Would you like to return or cancel it? So I can return, and then I don't know. It'll be interesting, and that to see if. Oh, it's fuzzy. I was gonna say it'll be interesting to see if there's like a lag in the video there on the replay. Give me a minute, and I'm gonna see if it's gonna clear up. Oh, okay. As long as it's perfectly clear to you. I'm so glad you said that because I haven't refreshed my screen since I came back. So I'm going to refresh, and then mine will probably be clear too. How funny. So yeah, even with this little bit of weirdness, I still am liking YouTube, even just for that feature. Like, I get to continue the broadcast. So if it gets interrupted and I come back, then we're still here. And I like that a lot. Oh yeah, okay. I'm clear too. Oh, good, good. Okay. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna rinse out my brush and then heat these little tick marks. Yeah, you mean being on YouTube? It really is so much less stress. Like, it is mind-blowing the difference. And I don't know if that's because like I have a better YouTube, I don't know, like I have over 7,000 followers on YouTube, and like I already am making money on my videos and that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. Again, I don't know if I'll ever know all the details. But this definitely seems so much nicer. And even if we have a couple hiccups here and there, like getting over them is so nice, so much easier. Where on YouTube, or I mean on Facebook, like sometimes I would try to start a live video 3, 4, 5 times before it would finally connect and let me in there. And that alone was just really irritating. And I'm not dogging Facebook, but I mean, you can only put up with so much, you know? I like that. I like that a lot. Now I think that I'm going to do a little paper collaging here. Because it is a lot, but I'm liking where it's going. It's fun. So I'm going to see what kind of scraps I have close by. To glue some paper down. Ooh, I have this rust paper. I rust dyed this in my Rusty Bits workshop, which is super cheap, by the way. It's only $17 and gets you all the rusty dye information you could need. It's a pain. Okay, Nancy, so I understand what you're saying and how you're saying it. If you feel like you would be okay doing so, I would love for you to private message me about the issues, not to make fun of the other artists, but just because that way, like, I feel better not missing anything. Right? Damn Facebook. I really love this paper too. Let's see, how do I want to get some of this on there? Oh, my camera's tilted all funny. Are you guys all right? Does anybody feel sick when they're looking at my stream? Like my camera tends to fall down a little bit. It's my phone, so it has to, I don't know, it's funny. Anyways, sorry. Moving it probably does not help. But I want to break this up. And maybe I just kind of want to cover it up almost. My rusty washi tape would look cool. Ta-da! I still have a few rolls of this left, by the way, if anyone's interested. This washi tape is designed by me, produced for me only, and it's based off my rusty prints from my Rusty Bits workshop. I think, yeah, we're gonna go this way with it. I think that was a really good call, Dina. Okay. Let's put some down and get over it. I'm sort of just trying to break it up a little. I really like this big strip here. And I'm going to put some, so this is the washi tape, the rusty washi tape. If you're interested, you can get it at Wow Studio. That'll be the last I say about that. I'm going to get out some masking tape. And I was asked what kind of masking tape I use, and I use a variety. So it depends on where I'm at. If I'm at Dick Blick, I buy Dick Blick masking tape. You know, if I'm at Walmart or Ace Hardware. This particular one is Pro Tape. And I'm fairly certain that I bought it off of Donna Downey's website when she was still selling mixed media supplies. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And I love some tape. I love a good tape. I still want to glue. I know that sometimes thinking about things too much hinders the process. So I'm trying not to do that. I'm going to get out a little gesso. You found masking tape at the Dollar Tree? That's awesome. How is it? I mean, it doesn't really matter when we're using it in our mixed media, right? Because as long as you put it down with a little glue or a little gel medium, then it'll be fine. It'll stick forever. But I'm interested in the finish and how much came on the roll. That's so interesting. I'm just doing a little gesso scrubby here, not a ton. I don't want to cover up the stuff I've already worked on, but I feel like it's going to lend itself really well to the gesso that's on this page over here. And it's going to give me a focal point. Is Pam here? I saw you a little bit ago. So this is going to help with a focal point, Pam. So we have all of these over here. And they're sort of just like kind of making your eye go crazy. But by bringing and honing in this spot down here, that creates a focal point for your eye to rest and take a breather from all of this noise that's out here. And again, it's a very abstract type of focal point because I'm not, you know, painting a portrait or a landscape with a barn or anything like that. Just helping your eye relieve some of the noise. All right, I like how that looks. Okay, I missed a couple. Let me see here. I have a question. It's not to pick on other artists. I get using coffee to dye paper, but why in your art? I hope this makes sense. Is it because it's cheap or readily available? You're just curious. So do you mean you wonder why people are coffee dyeing paper versus the other ways to dye? Because if that's the case, I would say yes, because it's cheap and readily available, and most of them have it in their cards. Also, people like that vintage look, and coffee really gets that vintage look super quick without them having to source their, oh, I was gonna say without sourcing actual vintage papers. No, they're using liquid on their pages. I get using coffee to dye paper. Oh, okay. So you understand why people are dyeing paper with coffee, but why use actual coffee on their art? Okay, so here is what I'm going to say. It's a little bit because they want to be different and unique. And in that process, they're being like other people. And it is also, so it's not only that, but it's also because some people have an affinity for coffee and they want to use coffee. And some people will paint with wine, and some people will paint with other food-based products. Now, if you are painting with food-based products, sometimes they feel like they're being more organic or natural, which is not always the case, as we know, when it comes to food and stuff. And then some of them like think it's contemporary and, they're sort of just going through a phase. And some of them really actually want the coffee spilled look. So I've seen some people who, like Brian Kessinger has this group of girls called the Tea Girls, and they're very Disney-esque, very amazing illustrated people. And he does some like tea spilling on them to paint them. But his is very, again, like spilling, not necessarily painting. So those are the few reasons that come to mind right away. I think that it's accessible. I think people are nervous to spend money on paint. And coffee is cheap, especially if they just left it there to get cold. Did any of that help, or was that just kind of dumb? I want something here, but I don't want this now that I have the rusty tape in the background. And I actually think I want... Where did the rest of that go? Yeah, and you know what, Dina? A good, like, so that's sort of, I'm not using coffee to paint. I did a long time ago, and it just was silly and to me. Okay, I mean it's a personal thing. I didn't need to, and I didn't want to. I think at the time I was doing it because I thought it was different, but then everyone's doing it, so how is it different? But you should ask somebody who actually does it, because their reason, I could be totally off, and I don't mean to demean anybody. That is certainly not my, not my go-to. So yeah, if you see someone doing it, you should ask them and see what their reasoning is. And I would love to hear about it. Yeah, so that's natural, also plays a big part in things. And yeah, I think it just, there you go. Ask Alice. Go ask Alice. No. Okay, I didn't like how that looked. That's okay. I'm going to stick it over here to use somewhere else later. I don't know about resin paper. And the thing is, not everybody is going out and buying coffee to paint with it. Like, it's just one more unique sort of thing that I think people are using. I'm not a huge fan, but that's okay. because I appreciate that other people are fans of coffee. And I think it acts kind of like an acrylic wash. Like it's so thin. I'm looking for something to put here. I have an idea. I'm sorry. I have to find it. Oh, I didn't realize that was gray inside. I probably wouldn't have ripped it that way. Here, I'm going to use the other side. I don't like that gray piece there. But I love that. Look at that. What do we have on the back? And you know what? I have, let's see, how does this look? I think the black is too stark with everything else that's going on. But I have these other strings. I did have two of them. Oh, there it is. I know. That's what I'm going to go with. Nope, I'm not. Okay. It needs a little something behind it. Okay, maybe it doesn't need anything behind it. It just looks nice there. Okay. I wanted to staple it, but I already have the other page, like the other side, pretty much done. So I could fake it. I could just put some staples on it and staple it down. But I think I'm just going to gel medium it and call that page good. It absolutely helps, Alice. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time to explain. Yeah, that's what I would have done, Pam, if I could find my stapler, but I can't. So we're just gluing. That's all right. Gel medium it is. Gel medium to the rescue. Hi, Diane. How are you? Oh yeah, look at those two pages together now. Aren't they nice? I like how they go from one to the other. And it's this vintage book text that's like this vintage paper color and the very lightly rusted fabric from Tuesday, and it's just helping the whole thing marry across the page. Oh, it's around somewhere, Nancy. Yeah, I used gel medium. This one's glossy because, you know what, Tiger? This is, and it's funny that you ask, gel, like gloss or matte, because I will 100% of the time answer matte, except that the last time I ordered from Amazon, I accidentally ordered gloss. And so now I have this entire brand new container of gloss gel to use. So that's great. I am definitely a matte kind of girl, not a gel, but that, or not a gloss, but that's all right. Those corners are refusing to stay down. I will probably have to clamp that later. at the end of class. But we'll see how sturdy it is tomorrow, and maybe I won't. All right, so yeah, look at how nice this folds, this turns now. It's really interesting. It keeps your eye on it. There's still some work that's going to be done over here. I'm not sure what, but it's getting close. This page here needs something. Maybe it just needs like a little final focal point, and then I can call it done. What do I have? I don't know. But I do like that there. A lot of people use gloss because then if they're going to work on top of it and something doesn't go right, they can wipe it off. So gloss acts as a resist, and things don't really soak into it or bind to it like something like a matte. So I think that's why most people gravitate towards gel. No, that's not great. I put some of my stuff away, and that was kind of silly because now I want it. Look at this. So I saved this. This was from a vintage stack of like receipts. Oh, actually, I think it was this one. And so now I have this piece, and I want to incorporate in this book somehow, but it's so big, and I don't think it should go on the inside. That's kind of cool. But I also was thinking I could save it for an art piece, some kind of assemblage bit. Yeah, I'm a matte fan too. I love this right on the edge there. Okay, give me just a moment. I know I say that a lot, but it's because I'm looking at all my all my goodies. Speaking of, do you guys want to see what I have for the November download? So I'm going to add some other things to it, but my Patreon members and tier $10 and up and the YouTube supporters, they get downloads from my vintage goods and digital downloads, and this is going to be one of them this month. So this is a little coupon booklet, and I'll scan this also in high def, so you'll have this. So 25 cents. So you get it in November to help, you know, so you can use it if you're going to do any Christmas. Isn't that really? And the back, it's so nice. And then it's got this on the like you can build the whole book when I'm done scanning all the pieces for you. It's very cool. There's one more ticket in here, but it's interesting. So, yeah. Oh, so my vintage books specifically, I buy them all over. Like, sometimes I'll pick one up if I see a good one on eBay. I pick them up in shops. I pick them up at antique stores. I pick them up at estate sales, although I haven't been to any of that in a very long time, you know, because COVID. But, yeah. Yep. That's where I get my books from. I was looking for something to finish this page off. But you know how it goes. If I can't find something, I'm going to move on. So that you aren't watching me, like, waiting for me to find stuff. So what I'm going to do, because I want this here, I'm just going to put a smear of gel. And I'm going to come back over. And I know that I'm going to put something else on top of this. So if I put a little more gel here, and then it'll be able to dry like that. And I'll be able to put something on top of it. Or actually, just for goodness sake, I'm going to put a little piece of paper. Just to kind of help smash it all down. And then I'll have somewhere to glue whatever little 3D piece I get right on top of there. I did think about a wooden button. Maybe. But I have a wooden button in here somewhere already. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, you know, tell your people that you're looking out for old books. I have all kinds of varieties, and I've paid all kinds of prices. Oops. And some I've gotten from friends, too. But here, like, just these 4 right here that I have on hand. This is a zip code directory. Look at how cool it is. And it just has number after number and all these interesting maps in it. So that's very cool to have. Oh, actually, I have a couple here. This one I got in an antique store. And it's in French, maybe? But then this one, I think I ordered this one online. And it's really, oh no, I got this in an antique store too, because I remember these tables at the back now. That's why I bought this one. And it has some images that will make great stamps. And then this one is a, there you go, that's the word I'm looking for. And I have a whole bunch of these, like I have almost a full set. It wasn't a full set, and I use it, I tear them apart a lot, so don't stress. Don't think about that. But it's just such a nice size, it's like pocket size, the pages are smaller. And then this one, I only took pages out of this for the junk journal class. For Bag of Bones, because it's so precious. Look at how dirty the pages are. So I have not done a lot with the pages out of this book. I'm kind of holding on to it. It's so sweet. Thank you. Those are the 5 I have close at hand right now. And then I have lots and lots and lots, of course, because I have a problem and I buy way too much, but who doesn't? Right? Right. Alright, so it'll be, I'll have to wait and see what I find for this, but that guy needs to dry there. So we do have about 15 minutes left. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. We can start, of course, talking as it starts to wind down here. This page I'm not loving still. I gotta think about what I'm gonna add there, because some of these have this more like vintage teal tone, like almost like a green, I don't even know what to call it, but it's really interesting. Pulling in all the different blues. Oh. I think I'm gonna scribble some gesso here. Scrub. Yeah, I agree. We're all a little bit hoarders, aren't we? Speaking of, somewhere around here, I have a bag full of avocado pits that I hope I left open so it's drying and not molding. I better look for that when we're done here. All right. Grab a little gesso, let that dry. Bye, Dina. That's nice now because it's not so mustard yellow, but the yellow plays nicely since it's so laid back now with this very stormy speedball blue up here. Gonna layer a bit more gesso on. All right. Now I'm going to heat it dry so that when it closes, it doesn't wreck my other page. All right. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I don't love this. In fact, I severely dislike this, and I still wonder. Yeah. We're making changes here. But I want to go gentle because I don't want to pull up too much of the paper. I like the back of the paper. All right, so I could have been a little more careful in that corner up there. All right, that whole thing's going in the trash. I did not lose any of that, and now I have another page to work on. And I think while I'm here, because I have the time, I'm gonna gesso this and stiffen it up a bit because it was watercolor paper and I've taken a very large section of that off, and the paper is quite weakened, especially right in this corner where I'm painting now. So I'll just put a couple layers of gesso. And I've said this before, but you don't have to love everything, and it's your book and you can make changes as you go through it. And week after week, since I've put that weird pocket in, I've said to myself, I don't really like it. I don't really like it. So instead of fretting over it anymore and causing myself anguish, I just took it out. And I should have done it a long time ago. And that's a lesson for me as well as for you. And it's okay to change things. I've changed so much in this book week after week now. I've made the spine bigger and added signatures and taken pages out and glued pages together. And it doesn't have to end up where it starts. Let's just say that, because it's the truth. I will say the stark whiteness of this page now is very funny. But we got time. We'll work on it. We've got nothing but time for this book. I feel like we're getting close to the end, but it might take us another year. Who knows? It was so scary when I cut the spine, I almost lost it. Like, I've done it before and I've seen it done before, but it's just been so long since I did it And then my book was in all these pieces. Oh my goodness. And I just was so nervous. Sorry. When I get excited, I talk really loud and really fast. I apologize for whatever happened in the last 10 seconds. But yeah, no, that was crazy. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And you see now, it's even still has such a big alligator mouth. Imagine if we hadn't done that, Lisa. How crazy. The book would not, like, it would just be flat out all the time now. All right, I'm gonna heat this dry. And I already know, I'm glad I have a few more minutes. I have 10 minutes because I'm going to take these plus signs and bring them over across this page. I know that this is white and this is book text, and I might not even get the same black that I've got there, but I want it to marry across, so we're going to do that. Make sure my gesso's dry. All right. Whew, warm and toasty. All right, so I think this brush is a little big. Let's try this one. That looks good. And I'm also making some of the, whoops, plus signs go off the edge because that's how it should be if the pattern were to continue all over like I want. There we go. I like it. And I don't know what's going to happen to this page after that, but I like that the pattern continues across 2 different page bases. I like that over here you can see the text through the plus signs, and over here you can see the texture of the gesso through the plus signs. I'll dry this and then I'll get a little closer to the camera so you can see. My new round of plus signs may be a little close together, but that's all right. See how you can see the text through here and the gesso texture here. Yeah, that's nice. All right. So I think I'm going to stop the actual artwork there. And we do have a few minutes. If you want to chat about something, please feel free. Don't apologize. I just don't want to hurt anybody's ears because I get very excited. Gabe is that way too. Thanks everybody who joined me, even the ones who didn't chat. I'm so glad you guys are gaining something from watching me work live. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, even privately. It doesn't have to be in the chat. Thanks, Diane. I'm glad you could make it for the second half. As soon as I'm done here, the video will work on uploading, and then you can watch the first half, the stuff that you missed. Right now I am not really working on that much. I have a bunch of digital work going, some design, product design. I just submitted 3 new washi tapes. Here's one of them. I do prototype them before I send them off. But so here's one washi tape. It's so cool. I love everything about it. But just this book. Oh, and if you join me on Wednesdays on Facebook, I'm working on this little book here. Whoops. And it's full of a whole bunch of stuff. So this is like the base, and then these are sort of like the little pages that will go down inside the base. Because, excuse me, they're envelopes, so they'll tuck in. These are the 2 main things I'm working on now. Oh my gosh. And the third, I'm sorry, I guess I am working on stuff. This is the jelly print book. So I've started working on the pages now, you can see. This is cool because someone sent acetate. Not everything was a paper tag. Somebody sent tape to use. So there's a good variety of stuff. It's exciting. So yeah, I guess I'm working on 3 things right now. All of them are book related. All right. I will see you guys next week. Feel free to reach out if you want. And yeah, we're working our way through the month. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.